Good afternoon, Amina. Yes, I'm with you. Thank you so much for such an elaborate introduction, actually. Thank you so much. So, good afternoon, everybody, all the participants who have joined us at APOS 3.0. I welcome you again on the behalf of everybody at our department and at the university. Thank you so much for being a part of this venture that we are doing for the third time. And it is a success because of all of you guys who join us and who are here with their innovative ideas. And this is like one of those golden opportunities when we actually get to interact, find solutions, share information, and improve the learning experience for our students. So let's get to the point and let's talk about English immersion. English immersion is actually a course which we offer at University of Management and Technology for our undergrad students. This course was developed with the pure intent of actually improving the communication skills of our undergrad students. We very well knew that the curriculum, English curriculum, actually across the country at university level is developed around like the skills of reading and writing on like the major part focuses on reading and writing, and very little attention is actually paid to listening and speaking skills. But when we actually enter our professional lives, or when in situations we have to switch to our second language, that in our case is English, we often find a lot of difficulty, and we face a lot of challenges. For example, we are very anxious. Sometimes we are looking for words, sometimes we are using words but they are not in the right context. So to get rid of all these problems, our department, two departments at a university. One is UMT Connected, which is also famously known as the district or the directorate of online education. And the second department, that is DELS, that is the Department of English and Literary Studies. They collaborated for this particular course and they came up with English immersion, which is a very widely loved and widely appreciated course at a university. So I didn't actually prepare a set of slides for this introduction to English immersion, and I believe that I should just take all of you on a tour of English immersion on our learning management system. I hope you would enjoy it. But before I take you there, I would just like to share with you a brief, you may say, detail about the structure of the course. It's actually a fully online course. It's a zero credit hour course, but at the same time, with the help of our higher ups, that is like the president and the rector at the university, we have made it mandatory for all the students. uh, we don't Another strategy that we actually adopted for this particular course, because the whole purpose and the whole idea behind it was motivating the students and not actually intimidating them uh, with this learning of second language. So we have a different kind of grading criterion for this course, that is pass and fail. So what we do is that we encourage them to send their work, we encourage them to get involved in the course, and we encourage them to uh, do all the assignments whenever whenever it is convenient for them, because it's a self-paced course, so they have that kind of liberty with it. And once they do it, we basically do not pinpoint them and give them all kind of single them out with all the mistakes, because even though I'm also a speaker of language, like I'm a second, started speaking English as a second language. It was not the mother tongue always. So I understand that if you pinpoint students, you actually do a lot of damage to their confidence, and this is something that we don't do in this course. We encourage involvement, we encourage engagement, and we just boost their confidence through this set of activities that we have specifically developed for improvement in communication skills. So the course has actually been developed following the model which is known as basics. There are like six characteristics of this course. B stands for blended, because there's a blended approach in it. A stands for accessible. It is easy accessible because it's on the LMS. Number three is self-paced. Students can set their pace according to their convenience. Number four is integrative. Again, the four skills come together. Then there's contributive. They share a lot. And the last one is supported. Through this course is not actually supported, basically entails that this course is not actually taught by an instructor, or we don't need a teacher for this. It's actually facilitated by one of us at the back end. And in this case, it has been me for the past three semesters, actually. So now let me take you to the learning management system. A lot of people from both the departments actually contributed to it, but the person who actually perceived the idea and developed on it has been Dr. Nadia Anwar. She conceived the idea and then she developed it with the people that she needed on her team, and this is all her effort. We have just taken the cake from her and serving it now to the students. So this is how let me just share with you the screen now. This is how the course looks on the LMS, and this is kind of our like the home page of the course. So this I'll just scroll down and tell you this. There are session wise we have developed this course. There are four sessions in total, and we have actually plans of adding more sessions, increasing in the level of difficulty, so that students also take it as a challenge. Like kind of a first section, that is read this first. As you may see, this has all the course description, key profiles of the instructor and the people who developed it, then their learning outcomes of the overall course, importance of English, important instructions, general standards by which they will be actually marked in their assignments and assessments. Course schedule has been there, and all these things are editable because every semester when we take this course we edit them according to the dates and according to how the facilitator feels that what kind of time he or she is actually ready to give to the students for each session, for the completion of each session. And one of the very interesting features of this course is the discussion forum. Let me just take you to the discussion forum. This is where we can all talk whenever we like, and this is where we can do actually communication, interaction, do whatever we want to do. And at the same time, when we are interacting with each other, we are also working on our language kind of unknowingly. So this is like the hack of this forum. Discussion forum is something in which usually the facilitator actually puts up a question there. It's kind of a get to know each other thing. So, as you may see, this first discussion forum says, "Tell us your story." So, a brief outline has been given to the students, and they can actually read those questions. And there's no restriction that they have to actually stick to this. They can add other information as well. And you may see the number of responses that we have got. It's a pretty good activity because students can even interact with each other, and it's a good, you may say, opportunity to basically get familiar with each other, because it's a completely online course, so we don't get to enjoy the physical classroom environment in this. But that doesn't mean that anything of that sort should stop us from knowing each other and becoming friends with each other and being familiar with what somebody does or what somebody likes. So let's go now, going back to the home page. If you may see on the left, there are sessions coming, like session 1, session 2, session 3, session 4, and then there's post test. Now we move on to session 1, and before this is a feature that we introduced only last semester. We felt like to actually gauge the percentage, or you may say the amount of improvement or the magnitude of improvement our students have made after during the course. We need to actually first know kind of a placement test, a kind of thing that we actually need to know first, that at what level were they before they actually started the course. So for that particular purpose, we designed a pre-test. As you may see, it is clickable. Students can click on it and they will be redirected to the test. It is automatically checked, and the marks are generated. Then I'll take you to session 1. If you may see, next to session 1 there is like a kind of a timeline, April 19th to April 29th. So it's a 10-day window that we have given them, and in those in that 10-day window they are free to do their work whenever they like, at even at 3 a.m. in the morning. Because of the online completely online format, there is no restriction of time or anything of that sort, but we do have to complete the course in a certain time period. So because of that, we give them a window, so that as a facilitator we are actually keeping them motivated and keeping them guided, that during this window they need to accomplish what goals or tasks they have set. Then session wise learning outcomes are there. You click on them and there are the learning outcomes. Then learning activities, you click on them, you click here, and this is where the learning activity tab takes you. You click enter, and this window opens, and all these activities are actually very interesting because there are dialogues in them, there are vocabulary activities with them, there are pronunciation activities in them. But the most interesting part, and the fact about this course that I love the most, is that all the dialogues, all the interactions, all the content that we have provided to our students is local, like is local, and they can actually relate to it. It's not something, it doesn't sound like somebody that it is an interaction of a native speaker. It's like if I go to I travel to some other city, or if I go to the passport office, or if it is my first day of college. So what kind of things I would be expected to say, what would be expected of me, and in that context this course has been developed. Now I'll just click on lesson 1 to show you what is it like. So lesson 1, session 1 and lesson 1 is actually coincidentally first day at university. These are the learning objectives. Then we go forward, and this is the listening preview. For every dialogue they can actually play it. I'm not playing it right now because that would actually distort with my voice. So they can just play each and every utterance, and then they can just move on. So then we click on the activity. It is the vocabulary hunt. There are like 9 words. Until and unless they actually click on go through each and every word, they cannot actually move on to the next level. So I'll have to do the activity as well. Although I've been the facilitator for the past 3 semesters, but things we sometimes have to do. Okay. So moving on. Uh, then we can move on to the next page. That is a very like tiny reading comprehension. We are telling them how, if they have to introduce themselves, how are they supposed to greet, how what kind of, how can they actually incorporate names of places in their conversation, their personality traits, their personality flaws, likes and dislikes, and then a good conclusion. And then at the end we are actually bringing in, you may say, the structure of the language as well. Because when you are this is just my own opinion, people may disagree with me as well, but I feel like to know a language, knowing the structure of it is also very important. You cannot just rely on the conversational side of it, but you actually have to be familiar a tad bit with the, like you may say, the structure of the language, that what I'm using, like how correct, because that actually helps us a lot when we are writing stuff up. So that's about the activities. Now I'll just close this window and go back to session 1. Next in our in the line is assessment quizzes. We click on them and this actually leads us to the assessment. I'm not going into the assessment part, but I actually would like to move the clarity in their voice, the pronunciation, and with what conviction, or you may say how expressive they are while they are delivering something, whether they understand what they are saying, what kind of expression does it need, or does it need a backing of what kind of expression. So this is what it is about. We give them liberty to actually practice it with any of their class fellows, because it's a dialogue between two usually. So this is what they are supposed to do. They are supposed to practice it, and then they are expected to send us an audio or a video, and they can upload it on the drive, because sometimes the file is pretty big and it cannot be uploaded on the LMS. And for that, this is, if you may see, this is session 1 assignments. We click on this, and this is where it goes: assignment 1. And for assignment 2, you may say, folders have been created where they send us their work. Now going back to assignment 2, in assignment 2 we actually raise the level of difficulty a little bit for the students. What we do is that we do not give them any dialogue. We actually want them to write a dialogue of their own, and it has to be in a very conversational manner. It cannot be like crying kind of a monologue. No, it cannot be that. They have to interact with each other, and they can actually pick any topic under the sun. It is up to them. They have free liberty to talk about anything they like. And we just give them just to set the bar a little difficult this time. We just give them a time, like, you are supposed to have a conversation for like 3 minutes, or in some cases 5 minutes. And you can pick a topic of your choice, and then you need to record it. And in this, we are actually making them write something. We already have uh, like a Turnitin feature in our LMS, and we actually ask them to send us their written dialogue as well. So we run it through that, and we make sure that it is not plagiarized in any way. And once we check that, then we check their audio or video in whichever format they have sent it to us. And later we mark them on the basis of sentence structure, how they have delivered it, and the correct use of vocabulary, because that is really important. And again, lastly, the expression. So on the basis of that, they are marked, and this is how we make them do the assignments. Now for the feedback part, the role of the facilitator is actually to provide them with continuous feedback. Otherwise, if we just leave them on their own, they will actually lose that sense of that what are we getting in return. We have to kind of keep them motivated. So after every session is done, we actually have a Zoom session, and which is the feedback session. And without pinpointing anybody, we make a list while we are checking their work, reviewing their work. We make a list of all the errors that they are making, and we generally discuss them and try to give them a general feedback, but also giving them examples from their own work without actually pinpointing everything, because quite honestly, there are certain mistakes that are made by all the students. So this is our strategy of doing this course. And at the end, when all the sessions are done, we have a post test as well. And post test is then developed to actually once again get a good idea that what kind of little improvement that the students make, or did they learn, how much did they learn, and uh, what good uh, is it, whatever they have learned. So this is about English immersion. And that's from my side. I hope you guys liked it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And one last bit that I would like to add, that seeing the very positive and very you may say, hello. I'm sorry, I'm
Yes,
having
you're
a
audible.
distortion again. Okay. Seeing the very positive response that we received as a result when we introduced this course, we are actually in the developmental phases of creating a professional version of English immersion as well. And we will be able to share it with you guys by the beginning of the new year, inshallah. So thank you so much, guys, for listening to me, and I hope you liked the course. Um,